Guys, how's it going? I'm back with the new 10 metal bands you haven't heard but should. Feeling a bit dead, saw Destroy 666 last night as a fucking killer gig. Great support bands, Dead Congregation, Nocturnal Graves and Inconcessus Lux Lucis. Really good time, got home at about 2 AM, but I was like, no, I'm still going to make this video. So, here it is. First up we have Necrowretch. This came out on Season of Mist Underground Activists. Is it Activists? Or, yeah, it is. I always think it's Archivists. This is some really killer kind of like thrashy Black Death stuff, similar to bands like DGL from Sweden. If you enjoy that really kind of chaotic and macabre kind of just unsettlingly fast and frantic, extreme and dense sound, you'll really like Necrowretch. This was a blind buy, had a really cool cover, and I looked up what bands they're similar to, and it had, you know, DGL, Niflheim, stuff like that. And maybe not so much agreeing with Niflheim compared to DGL, but as a similar band. But it was really good. I'm glad I bought it. Also, this Archgoat shirt with kind of all the Moyen artwork together on it completely rips. So I just want to plug that. You can get them from Debomir Morty. Talking of war metal, this brings us to Teitanblood. I'm well aware they've released a new album. I haven't got around to grabbing it yet, so I'm showing 7 Chalices, the first of their now 3 albums. I like this one probably best. I mean, this is a really chaotic and abrasive record, as they all are. Death maybe got a bit weirder, a bit more indulgent in the experimental side, and then I'd say the new album, which name I've just completely forgotten, but it's still on Norma Evangelium Diaboli, so go check it out on their Bandcamp. It's maybe somewhere between the two, but all their albums and all their other releases too are just killer, abrasive, Black Death, swampy, murky, chaotic, violent music. So, you know, if you appreciate stuff like Blasphemy, but maybe want a slightly more concise and focal attack, then check out Teitanblood. Also, there is a Blasphemy flag there now. I'm really happy with that. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Next up is the first of a few Canadian bands in this video, Nocturnal Departure. Thanks to Caven for getting this one out to me. This is the self-released version, but it is now available on Digipack CD from Redefining Darkness Records. There is a tape version. I've forgotten who did it, I believe. Someone did a tape version though, and here in the UK, Death Cult Productions are handling the vinyl, although I think the purple one sold out and the black one probably has by now, but if not, go grab it from Death Cult, great label, or if you're in America, Redefining Darkness. Nocturnal Departure play this really kind of raw, old school, traditional kind of Gorgorothy, Dark Throne-y approach of, you know, classic black metal. It's quite atmospheric, but not to the point that it becomes flowery or pretty. It's to the point. It's about 45 minutes, and it is a really good release. I think as far as these kinds of like 90s nostalgia black metal bands go, along with like stuff like Die Dying Light, Nocturnal Departure does really stand out for me as being a band that not only nails the sound but has the spirit of it. I like with the aesthetic of it, and that the approach that the musicians take, it feels genuine. It doesn't feel like some kind of hipster bullshit, let's do something a bit different. It's like guys who clearly care about what they do. Now going over to the death side of things, we have Burial Remains. This is Trinity of Deception. I really like these shiny Digipacks Canal has started putting together. Of course, we're Transcending Obscurity. This release is actually quite short. It's like 26 minutes, I think. I'm just trying not to break this. Very nice, though. But I'm actually quite glad of it because it's very kind of DBT, groovy, hooky, Swedish-style death, HM2 guitars, all that good stuff. And I think a lot of those releases, when they get to like the 45, 50-minute mark, there's just like, that ends up just being like one little chord progression that's chugged for like 3 minutes. Like, there'll inevitably something on there that does just get really fucking boring, whereas Burial Remains gets straight to the point, much like with Cruel and Gatecreeper for a more known recommendation at like in terms of current band. And it's really killer. I really enjoyed this album. It took me too long to actually get a physical copy since reviewing it ages back, but I'm really glad I've scored one of these. You know, if you're into those kind of DBT sweet death bands, then check out Burial Remains. Now for the other side of the more, I guess, revivalist thing is Death Doom band Mortiferum, very old school death, dripping in that kind of cavernous layered doom, touching maybe towards the melodics of Hooded Menace in parts, but more with the kind of finished style of like Funebre, Sentenced, and Convulsed. Definitely those bands coming into play to influence it. Sound Profound Lore. I really like this artwork. I'm not the first to say it, but it does sort of summarize the kind of claustrophobic, dense, and kind of oozing feel of the album. It's just, I'm sure you guys have probably heard someone else talk about it. I'm probably late to the party as usual, but definitely check out Mortiferum, because I think as far as Death Doom goes, this is one of the top 3 for the year. Now, follow something slow and evil with something fast and evil. Venereal Baptism. They've just dropped their new album also on Osmos, which is the second one. This is the first album, Deviant Castigation Liturgy. Fast, abrasive, black death metal. It's kind of thrashy and speedy in parts, but it's just unrelenting, barbaric, and how this kind of stuff should be. So, you know, if that sounds like the kind of stupid words that I always use and you usually associate with a good band, check out Venereal Baptism. I think that's such a cool band name. If you dig stuff like Goat Penis and all those kinds of bands, I think you'll really dig this. Now for a really, I say local, UK I believe release, Arrogant Destructor. This is killer kind of black thrash, like early Bathory worship. Is absolutely fucking awesome. My buddy Blackwood put out the tapes. The CDs was done by Total Death. Not sure who runs that off the top of my head. But this is Commandments of War and Necromancy. It's a couple of years old now, but it's really, really good. If you like stuff like Blasphemies Under the Sign and so on and so on and so on, you know, all the first albums, self-titled, has touches maybe on, but more, I think Under the Sign would be the best example. Maybe some touches of mid-era Celtic Frost, sort of the good mid-era anyway, not so much Cold Lake. But, you know, if you like early Bathory, if you like Celtic Frost and Hellhammer and sort of the proto-black metal bands, you're going to like Arrogant Destructor. And if you don't, then let's not even go there, because everyone should like Bathory. That's one of the few bands where I don't even think it's a matter of opinion. Now, for the second Canadian band is Ossuaire. This is Derniers Chants. I have no idea how to speak French-Canadian, if that's any different. It's their new album out on Sepulchral Productions. Very typical of Quebec black metal in that it's got that searing atmospheric, gorgeous melody, a lot of melancholic parts, but still with plenty of bite. You know, with like stuff like Monarch, you know the bands I mean from that scene there. All that rhymed. Really good band. I'm really glad I got the Ossuaire album. I was checking it out on a review from a press kit from Sepulchral Productions, and they're a label I follow quite heavily anyway, but I wasn't familiar with Ossuaire, and I'm really glad I checked them out, because the new album absolutely rips. And that brings me on to sort of my next point from Sepulchral Productions. This is the last album from Forteresse, called Themes pour la Rebellion. I do not speak. I'm guessing it means Themes for the Rebellion. That's what it looks like to me. Really cool. Again, Quebec black metal. More or less the same kind of thing you're getting with Ossuaire, Monarch, and so on. As mentioned, this atmospheric, to the point, piercing. Very, I mean, it shares some characteristics with early French and Finnish black metal, I think, the Quebec scene. And I really like those. So definitely check out Forteresse and Ossuaire. You can grab them both from Sepulchral Productions, along with Monarch. They're all bands to definitely pick stuff up from. And finally, closing this release or video is something that drags out in a very good way and hopefully stops me dragging the video up. Mizmor, back with their new album, Ken, on Gilead Media. I assume that's how that's pronounced. Holy shit, it's such a, as usual, it's a dense, emotive, and just crushing record. It's a great follow-up to Yod from 2016 or 17, maybe. That was a couple years ago, I think, now. Mizmor, the way I always try and summarize Mizmor to people who haven't heard them is if Bellwitch played black metal, it's that sort of emotionally despairing, dense, and like drawn out funeral, mournful kind of stuff, but in a black metal package, so it appeals even more to me. It is still very doomy, don't get me wrong, it's definitely on the kind of blackened doom side of things if you want to start getting ridiculous with subgenres. As far as I'm concerned, it's heavy metal and it's good, so I bought it. But I know some people like to have those labels so they can maybe understand what it's going to sound like, which is cool. It's a really good album. It's crushing. It's 4 songs. It's about an hour long. I think Cancer Suicide is a great name for a song. Like, all the song names are called, like Desert of Absurdity, The Narrowing Way, but like there's something about Cancer Suicide that really appeals to me, the way that song is named. Really good music. All the tracks are like 15-20 minutes. They drag out in a really kind of, the kind of sludgy, like you start thinking about the worthlessness of life kind of stuff, and I really love that. So check out Mizmor, check out all of these bands. I should have some more videos coming out. I want to get back into doing album rankings, so hopefully that will be soon. Hopefully there'll be another one of these soon, and until next time, thanks for watching. Stay metal.